Okay, so what's up, baby girl? All right, so a lot of people are asking me what is the difference between these two when it comes to foam rolling, and is it really necessary? So let's just kind of break it down real simple, okay? One, foam rolling is really good for... What, baby girl? What? I'm right here. Foam rolling is basically just for warm-ups and massages, okay? Now, there's some misconceptions about foam rolling, and one of them is that foam rolling will break up scar tissue. This is not true, okay? All right, this piece of foam is not going to magically break up scar tissue from trauma of injuries that you've had before, all right? Now, the difference between this and this is not that much difference except as far as materials. Now, how you use them can be different, okay? So this is just high density foam, and this is PVC pipe, okay? You can get about 12 feet of this for $10, all right? A fancy foam roller is simply just a PVC pipe with some kind of like a yoga mat padding or something on around it, all right? What it's used for. It's best used for kind of a warm-up, all right? 10 to 20 passes max on a body part, say like up and down your legs and so on, will sufficely bring out the blood inside your muscle bellies and help get things moving. That will also help you feel more mobile and allow you to start getting into your mobility drills, which then you can get into your workouts, okay? This can do the same thing, but it is a little bit more painful, okay? Because it's such a hard surface, this is just a softer surface. That truly is really the only difference between the two, okay? Now, what you don't want to do though, regardless of which tool you use, the foam or the PVC, is carry too further over into say like 30 passes, 40 passes, really try to massage that area out before a workout, okay? You don't want to massage a muscle and relax it before you work out. At night, you can rub it down as much as you want to make yourself feel better, all right? Rubbing on a knot back and forth sometimes works, but don't expect it to magically make you feel any better, okay? If you do foam rolling, regardless with this or with this, for a couple of passes and you feel better, and then you notice like 10 minutes later you're still stiff, it's because it's not breaking up knots or scar tissue, okay? This is just simply inducing blood flow, all right? It's a poor man's massage. It works great instead of paying $50, $90 a session for a massage. Is it as accurate as someone working on you? Depends on how good the person is. Most of the time for the money, it's better. But if you got someone who actually knows what they're doing, like Brian Head locally, it's not better. Brian is way better, okay? But what this can do that this can't do is also release knots. Now, there's a trick to that, all right? What you want to do is you want to chase pain. What I mean by chasing pain is when you take this, you're going to rub it very slowly on your muscle group until you find the knot. Now, once you find that knot, you know, because it hurts, but you're going to hold it in that position, okay? Now, this is kind of like simulating ART, active release technique. You're going to hold it on that knot, and if that knot begins to move, that's what we call chasing the pain. You'll just chase the pain, okay? Now, you're not trying to make it excruciating, all right? But like, for instance, long distance runners, they get a lot of knots in their calves, all right? So rubbing this onto the calf, finding that knot, holding it for 2 minutes. You can hold knots up to 10 minutes. Now that's very long and excruciating sometimes for some people, so a 2 to 4 minute mark will work really, really well and usually knock out the knot. It will release. So you'll just kind of have a knot that just eventually just flattens back out and everything feels smooth again in your muscle belly. That's what we're looking for when you're doing releasing techniques, okay? You could do that before you work out, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would also suggest that you try to stop working out, which I know people are going to freak out, but let's say there's another lockdown. For 2 to 3 weeks, if you just do a lot of releasing, you'll be amazed on what you can actually accomplish the next time you get into the gym, all right? You're just simply resetting the body and allowing the muscle bellies to move more freely and with the proper amount of length that it's supposed to move to adequately perform whatever exercise you're asking it to do, or just an activity in life in general, okay? So without getting, crazy overdue, long videos, that is your main difference between the high density foam rollers and the PVC pipes. These are about 15, 17, maybe even 12 bucks, depending where you get them. These can go anywhere from 20 to 50 something dollars. Like I said, you can go to Home Depot and get 10 feet of that for about 10 bucks, all right? It's really the same thing. It's really just how you're using them is the smart way, okay? If you're pressed for time, always just use 10 passes on each muscle, especially the posterior. That means everything behind you before you work out. That will help loosen you up before everything else, okay? I would simply do a foam rolling or a rolling session for 5 minutes, roughly throughout the body, jog for about 5 minutes, and from there you should be pretty good warmed up for your workout, depending on what you're doing, obviously, all right? So that is kind of the little simple short breakdown of the difference between foam rolling and how to use it properly.